The ugly girl deliberately smashed the vase in her hand on the ground, with the sole purpose of catching the young master's attention. The next moment, the young master, who was selecting a secretary, indeed noticed her. Upon seeing the girl's ugly appearance, he immediately chose her to accompany him to the mountain to worship the Buddha. It turned out that just moments ago, the mother had arranged over 100 girls for her son, who was preparing to ordain as a monk, to accompany him to the mountain for worship. However, the young master didn't even glance at them, believing that these women all had ulterior motives. The ugly girl overheard the two servants discussing that the mistress had arranged for a secretary to accompany her son under the pretext of preventing him from becoming a monk. If she could successfully tempt her son to break his vows, she would receive a reward of $10 million. The ugly girl saw her opportunity and acted accordingly. But the young master never imagined that this girl was even more cunning. Little did he know that she was a courtesan who had traveled through time from ancient times. Having seen countless people in the brothel, manipulating this young master was as easy as pie for her. The lady immediately summoned the girl to her side. Upon seeing how ugly the girl was, she assumed her son was once again trying to deceive her. She instructed the girl that if she could convince the young master to abandon his plans to become a monk within a month, she would be rewarded with $10 million. However, after a month, regardless of success or failure, she was not to appear again. The girl immediately realized the lady intended to use her as a pawn to protect her son, but since the girl was only in it for the money, she agreed. That evening, after bathing, the girl applied a meticulous makeup and brought the young master his dinner. When the young master turned around, he was instantly dazzled. The stunning beauty before him was a complete contrast to the ugly girl from earlier. The young master felt deceived and angrily asked the girl why she had deliberately disguised herself as ugly. The girl explained, but the young master pushed her away, causing her arm to collide with the coffee table. The young master claimed he hated manipulative women the most. The girl insisted she wasn't being manipulative, but because of her striking beauty, she was often bullied, so she had to disguise herself as ugly. She emphasized she hadn't intentionally deceived the young master. The young master told the girl to leave the mountain the next day. She turned to leave, revealing her injured arm. The young master asked what had happened to her arm. The woman claimed that she had sensitive skin and was highly sensitive to pain, so even a little pain felt extremely painful. She then stood up to leave. The young master quickly called her back, saying it was too late to leave and warning her not to play any more tricks. The two spent the day together on the mountain. The next day, the young master brought a bottle of snake-repellent powder for the girl, but after knocking on the door for a long time, he heard no response, and he grew anxious. At that moment, the girl was bathing and deliberately remained silent, causing the young master to worry about her. The young master thought of the venomous snakes that often roamed the mountain and feared the girl might be in danger, so he immediately entered the room. Upon seeing the girl bathing, the young master quickly covered his eyes. The girl asked the young master to pick up the soap from the ground. After handing it to her, he quickly left the room. But he didn't know that the soap was made from herbs by the girl, and its scent lingered for 3 days. Sure enough, after leaving the room, the young master could no longer concentrate on his prayers. His mind was filled with the girl's image. He forced himself to sleep, but even in bed, he saw only her face.